Why ask why? My name's Hillary Bolter. I work with MI Center for Change, and today I'm going to explore a little bit about the why question. So sometimes when I'm providing training and motivational interviewing, and I'm talking about the third process of MI, the evoking process, which is really about exploring the client's why change, I get a hand raised and someone asks, I'm really curious about this why question because I learned in graduate school, or fill in the blank, never to ask why, never to ask a client why. And this has gotten me a little bit puzzled. And I'm thinking, okay, there's some nuances here for us to explore. Rather than have a never ask why camp or a why is a great question camp, let's talk about how this applies in motivational interviewing. So first of all, I wanted to name, there's 4 processes of MI: engaging, focusing, evoking, and planning. The focusing process is really essentially about the what change. What is this thing that a client is feeling ambivalent about that they're wanting to explore changing? The third process is the evoking process, and that is really about why change. Why might this client want to change this fill in the blank at this time? It's not about why we want them to change. It's about why they want to change. What are the factors and motivations for them? And then that fourth process is the planning process, which is really about the how change. How is this client going to go about making this change successfully at this time, right? So I'm focusing on this why process right now and the why question. So I have dialogued with lots of folks, including my Foundations of MI Playground session group right now, about this why question. And we've explored and come to some conclusions around the nuances here. So let's first talk about the no camp. Don't ask why camp. You can tell when you think about the why question, why did you do that? That can really initiate a defensive-ness on the person. I can think about talking to one of my kids, for instance, and maybe there's a candy wrapper sticking out of their pocket, and I say, why did you eat the Snickers bar right now? You're not supposed to have sweets in between meals or whatever. Why? Why did you do that? That's going to elicit defensiveness right there. Sometimes people don't know the answer to why they did something or why they're thinking something. And it can really increase that like resistance or discord that's happening between two people, put clients on the spot, kind of increase disconnection. And we definitely don't want to increase disconnection. What we're striving to do is remain empathetic and connected, collaborative, curious, exploratory with them around their motivations for change. So you can certainly see some cases where asking someone why did you do that? Why did you say that? Could really not be so helpful. The yes camp. Let me explore a little bit motivational interviewing in the why question, right? So I've talked to you about this why change. It's really important for us to understand what our clients' motivations for change are. And I think there's a couple pieces here for us to look at. One is the spirit of motivational interviewing. Are we embedded in the spirit of motivational interviewing when we're getting curious with clients and asking why questions? Have we established a relationship where there's emotional safety, rapport, engagement? We're demonstrating accurate empathy. We are staying out of judgment and more into that curiosity and acceptance and positive regard. If we are in that spirit state with a client, I think there's a lot more safety for us to explore the why questions. I also think that our phrasing of questions can make a big difference. If we say, why did you say that? Versus what makes you say that, or what led you to believe that or say that. It's a little bit of a tweak in the sentence. And the way we're asking that question, we're still getting at the why change part, but we're asking the question with some different sentence stems. So that's another thing we can do when we're getting at the why, is find some ways to make that a little softer, or keep that person a little bit less on the spot about that. Like, tell me more about that. That's another sentence stem that we can get at when we're trying to explore the why change. Another piece to the why question is we need to be careful about what we're asking why about. If we're asking, why haven't you changed? Then we are going to get some sort of more stuckness from the client, right? Why haven't you changed? Well, because I'm tired. I don't have the resources, right? Not so helpful. What is more helpful towards moving towards change is asking, why is this change important to you? What makes it so important? Why is this a priority in your life right now? Those are why questions that are going to elicit that change talk side, the client's motivation for change, and move us in that direction. So that's what I have to offer you there is, if we're asking for why questions that might elicit some sort of shame or embarrassment or stuckness, not so helpful. If we're asking why questions that elicit strengths that move us towards change, may be more helpful when embedded in the spirit of motivational interviewing. All right, would love to know what your experiences are, and check out our website, My Center for Change, for more information about beginning, intermediate, and advanced MI Academy courses, as well as lots of short courses that are self-paced that target various elements of motivational interviewing. Y'all take care. Thanks.